I welcome you to a gentle yoga practice. My name is Ashley Clarke of Earthkeeper Yoga, and I am here once again in my home studio in Birmingham, Alabama. If you missed the announcement that Earthkeeper Yoga will be opening a brick and mortar studio here in the Birmingham area on August 6th of this year. So if you'd like to find out more about that, you can go to earthkeeperyoga.com. Feel free to follow along on social media. On Facebook, I'm Earthkeeper Yoga AL, and on Instagram, I'm Earthkeeper Yoga. So there's so many exciting things going on, lots of classes that we'll be building out in the community as the weather cools a little bit later this fall. There's over 21 class offerings and over 15 different yoga teachers. So I'm sure we have something just for you. All right, for today's practice, I invite you to have a couple of blocks as well as your trusty blanket. So grab those things and I'll meet you right here on the mat. All right, sweet friend, as we get started today, what we're going to do is come into our comfortable seat. So whatever that looks like for you, as you might remember, I love to bring my tailbone right off the front of my blanket. It helps shift those hips forward. And I'm just going to invite you to bring your hands to your lap and close your eyes or have that soft gaze. And the only thing I ask is that you really focus on having that tailbone pressing into the floor and the length of the spine there to support nice, big, deep breaths. So let's begin here with a cleansing breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. And then just give yourself a moment here to check in with your physical, mental, emotional self. How are you feeling right here in this moment? And let the breath continue to travel in and out through the nose as you just do that body scan from top of the head all the way down to the soles of your feet. Just noticing what is there, the sensations, the places of ease, what is available to you right here, right now. As that feels complete for you, I invite you to just let the breath continue to grow just a little bit deeper. So deeper inhales, longer exhales, maintaining that integrity through the spine, softening through the legs, and taking a moment just to let the lips curl upwards for a moment of gratitude for this moment. Beautiful. Give yourself a nice big deep inhale. As you sigh it out, let the eyes flutter back open. Welcome. We're going to start nice and gentle today. So we're going to bring those arms out into a T and then settle the shoulders just a little bit. We're going to take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up, and then exhale, bring those palms down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the arms into a T. Continue just like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down in front of the heart. Inhale, rise up. Bring the arms into the T. Continue to move. You can close the eyes. Find your flow. Let breath guide movement. Maintain that integrity through the spine. Moving a little bit of energy through the body. And the next time you bring those hands to heart center, keep them there. Feel into the breath. And tap into that energy moving through your body. Notice the sensations that arise. Do what you intuitively know to do to begin to calm that energy. And give it one more nice big deep breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, flutter the eyes back open. And then we're going to send our hands out in front like stop signs. Intentionally move those shoulders back in line with the upper body. Reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then notice if you've started to arch through the low back. Really press that tailbone into the floor. There's some engagement right there in the center of your body. So tell me to stop. Inhale. And then exhale, bend those palms down towards the inside of your forearms. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, send them down. Moving just like that. Noticing the tailbone here. So multiple different places that you're sending awareness to. Notice the stretch through the back of the forearms and the palms as you reach those fingers down. And then turn the palms up, wiggle the fingers, shake out the wrists, and relax the back. So let everything just kind of sink in. How are you feeling? Big, deep cleansing breath. Beautiful. So we're going to move some weight onto the hands and the knees. So I'm going to invite you to make sure that you feel like you can really feel supported with maybe a blanket under the knees. If you don't have access to the blanket, remember you can always use that beach towel, little firm or pillow off the couch, whatever you've got. Go ahead and spread those fingers nice and wide, knees or under hips, and then let's intentionally reach through the crown of the head. We'll take an inhale and reach the crown and the tailbone up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Feel that goodness through the belly, through the neck. Big, deep inhale. And let it go. And then come back to a neutral spine. Start to wag your hips, like wagging the tail on a dog, just shaking side to side. And give it one more breath, reaching the crown of the head away. There's still space in the back of the neck. And we'll come into some stillness. We're going to do something called a barrel roll. I don't offer it very often. It is an exercise in motor control. So don't worry if it doesn't look right. It probably isn't going to look right to me either. But what we're focusing on is I want you to imagine that you're almost like one of those raffle barrels. There's little bitty pieces of paper, numbers floating around in your belly. So you're trying to move your body like you're a big barrel, all right? So you're just going to move through, find some softness in the hips and the shoulders, a little bend through the elbows. So you're simultaneously running through the shoulders and the hips. Make sure you go both directions, so give yourself space. And give it one more. Come back to that neutral table. Lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale. And then exhale, send the hips back. Rest in a child's pose. Let everything just soften. Stack the palms, rest the forehead on the back of the palms. If you need more space, big cleansing breath. Two more breaths right here. Notice that energy moving through your body. Take an inhale. Slowly make your way back into your table. Now our first flow is going to involve coming down on a knee at one time. So I invite you to keep that blanket right where it is. No need to move it. We're going to curl toes, take an inhale, and then go ahead and lift the hips into our first down dog, excuse me. And I want you to really focus on hinging at the shoulders and the hips. You're making a triangle shape with your body. We're not worried about whether or not heels make it to the floor. In fact, you might want to walk the dog by bending one knee at a time, sending a heel back, stretching through the calf. Gaze is on the knees if you have your eyes open. Let's give it 2 more breaths. Find a moment of stillness. Check in with that energy level pulsing through your body. Big stretch through the low back body. Release the kneecaps. And then we'll begin to walk nice and slow up towards the top of the mat. We'll meet there in that forward fold. And go ahead and bring your blocks where they're even with your shoulders. You'll want those in just a moment. So we're in this forward fold. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Find that slow rise up. Find your mountain. Feet connected to the floor. Rippling up through the spine. Cleansing breath through the nose. A release through the mouth. Settle in right here. How are you? Take an inhale, reach arms and gaze up. And then exhale, bring those palms down in front of your heart, bow chin to chest. Let's create that same seated flow from a standing position. So inhale, arms and gaze, rise. Exhale, open those arms into a T. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring it down in front of the heart, bow chin to chest. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, taking up some space, reaching those fingertips away. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, bring it in. Moving just like that, nice and slow, taking up space. Awareness to how the feet are connected to the mat. How the breath moves in and out of the body. And give it one more breath. And we'll meet with those hands in front of the heart. Chin bowed down towards chest. Check in with yourself. Take an inhale, arms and gaze, rise. And then exhale, here's that big swan dive, forward fold. And give yourself a little side to side sway. Put your hands on the blocks if you need more space. And keep some softness through those knees, protecting the low back. Head is hanging heavy. You're just swaying side to side, feeling into the low back body. Notice where the weight on your feet is. Curl those lips up. Find a little moment of happiness here. And we'll slowly start to settle into that stillness. We're going to take an inhale and reach this right leg long down your mat. You're going for a low lunge here. And this is where the blocks might come in handy to frame that left foot. So I want you to think about making that space as you send that right heel back, reach the crown of the head away, and give yourself 5 or 6 breaths here. Maybe at the end of the 7th breath, you've lowered that right knee all the way down to your mat. And if your practice needs for that right knee to be lowered now, do that. And that's 5. Lowering that right knee all the way down. Top of the right foot comes to the mat. You're going to put weight on that left leg, left foot, starting to feel a stretch through that right groin. We're going to inhale and reach the arms up. We're still lunging forward. Big stretch right there through that right side, getting into that right quad. Inhale. And then exhale, bring those hands down in front of the heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring hands down to the blocks, curl right toes, send the hips up towards the sky. You're in a really wide leg pyramid here. So breathing in and out. Beautiful. Left hand comes inside. You can move that right block out of the way. You're going to come to the long edge of your mat. Here you are in a wide leg forward fold. Head hangs heavy. A deeper opening into the low back body. And go ahead and bend your knees. Take an inhale. And we're going to exhale all the way up. And bring those arms back into that T. And then spin on this left heel, sending those left toes back towards the top of your mat. Send your gaze towards those left fingertips. Inhale, reach that left hand forward and then down. There's a block right behind that left foot. You can bring it on the inside. Using a block, opening into triangle. Breathing into the hamstring on that left leg. Reaching the crown of the head away. And trying to keep the upper body in line with the lower body. So if you feel like you're tilting your heart forward quite a bit, try to align by sending the hip a little bit more forward and the shoulder a little bit more back. Breathing in and out. Beautiful. Bend the left knee. You're going to start to turn your heart towards the floor. Hands are going to come inside of that left leg and then spin onto the ball of the right foot. Start to bounce through that right leg. Bring yourself up. Here you are, top of the mat, forward fold. Cleansing breath in and out through the nose. Take an inhale, send that left leg long down the mat. Here you are in that low lunge or kneeling lunge, whatever you need. Blocks on either side, framing that right foot. And giving yourself that 6 or 7 breaths just to feel into this posture. And breath continues to guide movement. Intentionally sending that left heel long, stretching through that calf, deeper through the groin. And that's 5. And lowering that left knee all the way down to the mat, nice and soft. Left foot comes to the top of the mat. And then we're light on the fingertips, heavy on that right foot. Inhaling, reaching up. Reaching the crown of the head towards the sky. Inhale, reach the gaze up. And then exhale, hands come down in front of the heart. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands come down to blocks. Curl left toes, lift your hips. Breathe. Wide leg pyramid. Breathing in and out, changing the blocks to the highest setting if you need more space. Reaching through the crown of the head. Noticing once again that energy moving through your body, using the breath. Soften the jaw. Take that right hand off the block. You can move the left block out of the way. We're going to walk towards the long edge of the mat. Once again, here we are in that wide leg forward fold. Let everything just soften. Bend the knees. Take an inhale. And exhale, rising up into your wide leg mountain. We'll bring those arms back into the T. Big, deep cleansing breath. Beautiful. Send your gaze towards those right fingertips. Spin on this right heel. Those toes are back towards the top of your mat. Inhaling, reaching forward and then down. There's a block right there outside of the right foot. You can bring it inside. Triangle pose. Open where you can. Send the crown of the head away. Really feel that space even in the back of the neck. Feeling into that hip. And find the breath moving in and out of your body. Beautiful. Inhale, start to bend that right knee, move your block. Hands come inside of that right foot, spinning onto the ball of the left foot, bending that left knee. Energy in the ball of the left foot. We'll come back to the top of the mat and meet in that forward fold. Big, deep breath. And take an inhale. Exhale, slow rise. Coming into your mountain, rippling up through the spine, noticing the connection of the feet to the floor. Cleansing breath. Beautiful. Inhale, arms and gaze, rise. And exhale, bringing those palms down in front of your heart, bowing chin to chest. One more sweet breath right here just for you. Take an inhale, arms and gaze, rise. And exhale, spread those arms out into a nice big wide T, hinging at the hips, bending the knees, forward fold. And step those feet back. We're going to make our way back into a down dog. Take an inhale. Move your knees back down towards the mat with control and reset that table. From here, I'm going to invite you to send that right leg long behind you and then start to open the hip so that the right sole of the foot comes to the mat. You're going to kick this left foot out behind you just a little bit, like a little kickstand, and then send your gaze towards that left wrist. Is it right under the left shoulder? Do you need to move it in any way? And then when that feels good, light on those right fingertips. You're going to take an inhale, ripple that right hand across your heart and all the way up towards the sky. Engage the pelvis, send the hips forward just a bit. Breathe. Take an inhale, reach that right arm up and over your head. Big stretch to that right side body. And then exhale, the hand comes back to that right hip for a little tap. Inhale, reach it up and over. And breath guides movement. Exhale, sending it down. Keep the eyes open here. Look around. Follow the gaze of the hand as much as you can anyway. Just sending the gaze to things that are outside of what we do in our daily lives. We send that chin down towards the chest so much, looking at our phones, computers. So just letting that head have some different ways of moving in your body and noticing the tension that arises where the head feels a little weak. Let's give it one more. Send the right arm up towards the sky. Take an inhale. And then exhale, turn the heart and the hand back towards the floor. Kick the left foot right behind you. That right knee comes in. Wag your dog. Beautiful. All right, length through the spine, send the left leg long behind, and then turn so the hips begin to stack as the left foot comes to the floor. Kick this right foot out to the right just a bit. Awareness to that right wrist, right under the right shoulder, light on those left fingertips. Here we go, inhaling, reaching the arm across the heart and all the way up towards the sky. Send the pelvis forward, big stretch right there, and we'll begin to move. So inhaling, reaching up and over the left arm, and then exhale, following the gaze as much as you can as the hand comes to tap the hip. Big deep breaths here. Keeping those inhales and exhales out through the nose. Keeping the jaw soft. The mood light. Lips curled up. Let's do two more. Send the left arm up towards the sky and then begin to turn the heart towards the floor. Left arm comes down. Right foot comes behind left knee comes back to the mat. Give yourself a child's pose. Let everything go. Big deep breaths, releasing where you can. Soften the body. Use your next exhale to move through your table and back into your down dog. Now you're not going to need your blanket this time, so if you want to take a moment to come into a three-legged dog and move it out of the way, whatever you need here. Come down to hands and knees if that serves you. And so get heavy on that right foot and heavy through both arms. You're going to lift the left leg up towards the sky and then bring knee to nose and step this left foot through. We're moving into warrior two legs. If you need to move here in some other way, do that. Right heel comes down onto the floor just like we did in that kneeling position. We'll take an inhale and then exhale to rise up and make our way into warrior two. So tee those arms. Send the gaze over the middle finger of the left hand and check that that left knee is over the ankle. Hips are open to the side. As I always like to say, warrior two is a hip opener, shoulders over hips. Bring the right hand down to the right thigh. Turn the left palm up. Inhale, straighten through that left leg and reach the left arm up towards the sky. Keep the arms straight as you bring them into that T. Left leg stays straight. Inhale, reach forward and then down. Here's another triangle. Sink in. How does it feel to be here again? Bend the left knee, turn the heart towards the floor. Frame the left foot. Spin on the ball of the right foot. We'll meet back in that down dog. Give yourself a cleansing breath. Notice if you began to hold your breath. Completely natural, but we'll be mindful in our practice. We'll take an inhale, lift the right leg up towards the sky, bring knee to nose, step it through, and left heel comes down towards the center of your mat. Knee over ankle, taking an inhale, and then exhale, rising up, finding that warrior two, hips open to the left. Knee over ankle, toes towards the top of your mat, heart open. Left hand comes down to the left thigh, right palm comes up. Take an inhale, straighten through the right leg. Reach the palm up over the head. Breathing, gaze towards the palm, one more breath. And then we'll inhale, bringing ourselves back into T-arm. Sorry, I just almost messed up. Inhaling forward, exhaling, moving down. Here is our triangle. Space in the back of the neck. Gaze towards the floor if that serves. Bend the right knee. Bring the heart towards the mat. Hands frame that right foot, spinning on the ball of the left foot. Here we are in our down dog. Check your breath. Give yourself the cleansing breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, make your way into plank or kneeling plank. Option to lower the left knee, kick the left foot out, and come back into that kneeling side plank. Or you can be in the full expression of plank, send the heels over to the left. Wrist is right under that left shoulder, right arm up towards the sky. Depends on what you want today. Reach through the crown of the head. Heart comes towards the floor, resetting plank or kneeling plank. Hips and ankles over to the right. Check that wrist before you move. Left arm up towards the sky. Reaching through the crown of the head, not leaving the hips down. Really reaching through the whole length of the spine. Left hand comes down, knees come down if they're not already. Find that child's pose and a cleansing breath. And let the lips curl up into a moment of gratitude. As this breath moves in and out of your body. Give it one more breath. Beautiful. Take an inhale, slowly start to make your way into your table. We'll mermaid those feet over to one side. We're going to come to our backs. So you can go ahead and bend the knees, let the soles of the feet come to the mat. Check that the chin is level, parallel with the shoulders. And we're going to send this right leg up towards the sky. Let the arms come into a T. Take an inhale and slowly let this right leg fall over to the right. Now, if the foot doesn't make it all the way to the floor, You could take one of your blocks and prop it right under your leg. See how this feels? If the left hip is raised off the mat, then I invite you to try to send the left leg long down the mat. Really let that left hip release. So this is all we're doing. Send awareness to the breath. Just restoring here as we open the hip. If it would feel soothing to you to bend that left elbow and let the fingers come right there on that left hip bone, elbow on the floor, feel free to do that. And don't worry if that right leg's not all the way out to the right. If it's down at an angle, but the hip is open, you're doing you, and that is grand. Take an inhale, lift this right leg up towards the sky, and then slowly bend the right knee, right sole of the foot comes to the mat. We'll inhale the left leg up, and then slowly let the left leg fall out to the left. Now, if it helps to bend the knee, do that. See if you can extend the right leg long. Right hand comes down to that right hip bone, chin parallel with shoulders. And the breath has started to calm just a bit. And keep those breaths nice and deep, allowing you to soothe that energy as it moves in and out of your body. Bring that left leg back up to the sky and then bend that left knee. Let's bend this right knee to meet the left. And then just pull the knees into the heart. Rock gently side to side, massaging that low back. Hands can come to the tops of the knees for support. And maybe circle the ankles, point and flex the feet. Maybe let the knees come a little bit wider. And then maybe give yourself just a moment of stillness here. What would feel nice that I didn't offer? Do what you need to do here to complete your practice. And slowly begin to make your way into stillness for Shavasana. Give yourself that cleansing breath in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. And as you move into this time of stillness, let those lips curl up once again. Just feeling that gratitude moving through your body. Slowly bring some awareness back into your hands and your feet. Maybe turn the nose towards either shoulder, noticing the release that's happened, the back of the neck and the shoulder blades. And reach your arms up over your head. Give yourself that full body stretch, pointing the toes, reaching the fingertips. And then let yourself roll on to your favorite side, bringing those knees up close to the belly for just another moment. Letting the lips curl up. Having a moment of gratitude for just another moment of stillness. I'd like to close our time today with a simple loving kindness meditation. So I invite you to bring your hands together at your heart, bow chin down towards chest. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May your mind be at ease, and may your heart be open. May you know kindness, and may you be kind. Gratitude for practicing with me. Namaste.